What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing tonight? Welcome to episode 6 of the Marvel Roundtable. We got our special guest tonight. We got a couple of them in the house, actually. We got Sin City Cards and Comics. You guys know him. He's on the Friday night streams there, Marvel Bros with Marvel Madness MCU. Big comic collector. We had an artist in the house for the first time. Old Man Venom is here. Joseph Reed. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, gentlemen, doing pretty good.
How you doing? And you just made a big announcement to us just prior to coming on. You got a new one coming, right?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations
Dude,
on that. So
thank you very much for that, man.
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I said, the man cave is turning into a nursery.
That
You
happens.
having a
That's
boy or
life,
girl, Nate?
What was that?
You having a boy or girl, man?
I'm having a girl.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Nice.
Mhm.
My daughter's more into this stuff than the boys are. That's for sure. So what's going on? We got Bad Wizards here tonight. How you doing?
What's up, Chris?
So, well, let's get right into this. So, Derp invited you on, Joseph, to talk about some stuff, but he's sick tonight, so I don't know what he really had lined up. But love to get,
I don't either.
Your thoughts on whatever you got going on, and maybe sets you're working on, if you could tell us, or stuff you've worked on in the past.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, we were kind of talking about that with the man cave becoming a nursery. I've pretty much reached the pinnacle of collecting like Venom comics. Like I said, I had the whole history of all symbiotes, like Venom mainly, all the ratios, all the exclusives. Well, I tapped out of the exclusives because of, like we said, the 50 issues per comic. Like you don't need 50 covers. It's gonna be like a short box just for one issue. So I tapped out of that. Now that I'm into this life change, I'm kind of getting rid of all the excess stuff and just turning it into the cards that I've missed. So I'm mainly focused on the cards. But I just recently did Marvel Unbound. I finished that in September. Or not Unbound. I'm sorry. Allure.
Oh, okay.
These names confused.
Nice.
So
that's the one we don't
pretty much sitting on that
have an
right
announcement
now.
date on that yet, do we?
No, it keeps changing. Yeah, it keeps changing. I heard in February.
Yeah, now it's deep into April now. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Last I heard was February 24th.
David's here. Cap Crockpot's here. Cap Crockpot. The primary chat tonight is on Derpa Dew's channel.
Well, what's interesting with our guest tonight too is everyone's pretty much a Venom collector. So I definitely want to hear some of your top picks for the best Venom card.
Oh man. See, I could pull one out real quick. Hang on one second.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see some of your collection.
Swish, what's up, buddy? Silence here tonight.
It's the only time I'll tell another man to whip it out. We're talking about cards.
What up, Adam? I don't want to get
Constantine, what up, baby?
Let's see if I can get a good light on that. I don't want to get the year mixed up. You know what I mean? This is definitely one of my tops.
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know. There's so many, man. There's so many. Man. You know, I can't really pick out like a single one, but there's so many that are really just nice cards. I did have, what was it? The Marvel Exquisite. I ended up selling that for like $600, which I regret, but it worked out. That was definitely one of my favorites.
So the Exquisite, that's in the Gems product, right? It's like its own little set within the Gems product. Nice.
Yeah, I think it was limited to 30, I believe. Maybe it was 60, but that was a good one. I do regret on that one, but I'm hoping to one day be able to sell enough comics maybe to get it back. You know?
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, Daniel, you were talking about that before we jumped on here, getting out of stuff and getting into other stuff, kind of recycling the collection essentially, right?
Yeah, that's something that I did really early on with collecting cards. Was I would purge a lot of like CGC slabs and comics that I had to be able to start buying in the cards. And what really messed me over with being a card collector was I got in at the worst time imaginable. I got in the middle of the boom when PNG prices were going up like 3x and 4x every other day. I had a great example. Oh hell, it's even right here. Like even talking about this Battle Spectre gem from 2018 of Cyclops versus Wolverine. One point in time, this is like an $800, $1,000 card. Now it's $150.
Right.
So it's like chasing that momentum of, oh wow, this is intense. This is a crazy wild ride. I got to jump on this now, and not knowing any better, created my own FOMO because I wanted to be a part of the community, and I wanted to get these badass cards that I've never seen before. So if I didn't have a frame of reference that if a card sells for $800 this week and then $1,200 the next week, it's like, oh well, the median's $1,000 card. And not knowing the history or having enough reference to check it out, and just like, oh well, that's actually like $200. Just wait it out.
Yeah, that's the tough part, right? But we've kind of talked about that a little bit before, with just if you go into it and you just collect what you like and you're okay with the price that you pay, then you're not really at a loss even if the card goes down because you still enjoy it. And
it's the same thing with comics too.
Yeah. Yeah, you and Sen were talking about that, as well as Joseph there, like getting out of certain comics to get into bigger comics and kind of upgrading your collection as you go. Yep. And you had popped off, but Alex was like, yeah, I'm looking at getting this specific book, and I'll let him reveal that if he wants. I'm looking at getting this specific book, and it's this price range. And I'm like, man, you guys are like way up here on those price ranges. And I'm like, give me sub 200. I'm all about collecting those books in that lower level.
Yeah, we were talking about it, that I'm after right now, a Fantastic Four #5, first appearance of Doom. That book is one of my grail books that I've always wanted. And it's between 4,000 to 5,000 for a 2.0, just for a 2.0, right?
That's crazy.
But I mean, I just don't, pull 5,000 out of my account, like you just said. I mean, I'm selling off things in my collection that I could pick up later on. I always look at things now a lot differently than before, where if I'm able to get this card or this comic anytime I want to, right? I just have to pick the right time and look at trends and all that stuff to jump back into that card or comic down the road. If it's obtainable, then I could let go of it, right? Yeah. So that I could jump into something that's a little bit more difficult to find at a price point that I want to pay for, right? So that book right there, it's hard to find in that price point, but patience is the key in the comic world, and I'm sure obviously in the Marvel card world as well, and any kind of collectible market as well. So
yeah, it's there's a couple red PMGs that I'm looking for my PC from the Spider-Man metal, and seeing where they've comped at and seeing what's currently available, it's like I'm fine waiting for that to come down or to find somebody that's willing to take an offer closer to current comps. But it's cards like that too that I'm okay paying a little bit more than the comps to get the card in my collection, but to pay 2-3x what the comps are, that to me just makes no sense whatsoever. But we got Brittany's here. Hi, Brittany. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Adam says he collects too many things. Collect colored vinyl records on top of comics and wants to dabble in cards. Yeah, man, you got quite a bit going on there. It gets tough trying to pick out what to collect and what to stay away from. So, Joseph, I want to ask you real quick. You said that you were working or you wrapped up a lure.
Yes.
Without divulging the characters that you did, how many sketch cards does Upper Deck have you guys do for those kinds of sets?
They had me do 50, and I believe 37 got approved. And the ones that didn't get approved were some of the best. Like I'll just say it. Everything Wolverine I did got denied for some reason. I did Cyber, the villain from Wolverine. He got denied.
Yeah.
I did the Hulk 181 homage. That got denied. Dupe. Is that his name? Dupe from the X-Men?
Yeah.
He got denied.
So
it seemed like most of the X-Men related stuff.
So what do they end up doing then with
they
those
basically
ones that they denied?
They send the images to Marvel, and Marvel ultimately decides whether they want to approve it or not. And if they get denied, they get destroyed. From what I hear, They get literally
So backdoor.
just trash them.
So
I would
we're
hope
backdoor.
not. I mean, it would be cool. I would love to see that stuff that got denied still be out there, and like especially if collectors get it that really enjoy it. But
just have it pop up. That would
See,
be good.
I've always
it
kind
would
of
just
thought
be
that
kind
when it came
of
to
dirty.
cards, I'm sorry. I was just saying when I kind of figured whenever it came to cards that got denied, they would go into a reserve to go into the replacement program.
They should. They should still use them, definitely. Like, especially, I seen Sparta-Man Metal was sending out base cards for replacements for damaged PMGs and whatnot. It's like, dude, how many denied sketch cards could you just send? Pay the
Yep.
sketch card half the
Yeah.
price or whatever. But it ultimately comes down to Marvel. It really
Right.
does. It's their say.
I want to
It's
pull up this
weird.
comment real quick from David. There's some really good comments going on, so we got to address those. But David said,
Yeah.
"Are there any certain rules to follow in sketches?" So I guess that would mean whenever
There
Upper Decks,
is a lot. But the thing is that boggles my mind. So I did the 2017 Marvel Premiere set, and the contract, like rule number 1, it was like no headshots. They don't want just like a headshot. Like they'll get denied.
Yeah, they just don't want
And
that.
then there was a whole bunch of other like weird things. And in that time, Upper Deck was moving their office to another building. So I had no contact with my rep for like a month once I got my cards. And I'm reading the contract and I'm looking at other people and they're all doing headshots. Am I able to do this? Is this cool? What's going on? So I didn't know what I was doing. I went into that first set completely blind, but I pretty much followed all the rules to a T, to the point where it hindered my own art. You know what I mean? They're like, we want to see crazy poses and foreshadowing and all this. And I'm like, man, okay. So there's all kinds of stuff. You can't have like realistic guns and you can't have them pointing directly at you, like weird stuff like that. Of course, no, like Wolverine can't be smoking a stogie. That would be. But I still see stuff all the time where I'm like, damn, it says right there in the contract you can't do that, but here it is, like done
And
so
then
many
it's
other
there.
times.
Yeah.
So I actually, as weird as it is, but I kept this as a personal achievement to myself, and I did my own. It's literally a headshot.
oh,
But
that's
it's,
sick.
I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it's the Possessed Venom from the 2017 premiere set. And it was just a
Nice.
headshot. And I just kind of, I also didn't know what was the, like, if you color over all these symbols, are they going to deny that? So I didn't have no answers. So I did everything in this circle, which was a pain in the ass. Excuse my language. But this, like,
That is pretty sweet.
doing headshots on that is so much easier.
I
Our
really
guys
what
are taking
they
bids
really-
in the chat, so
Yeah.
Armando
What they
says,
really
wouldn't
want you to
that,
do.
wouldn't they be 1-1 if they are denied but sent them out as replace? That would actually be
I mean,
kind of cool if they kept the denied ones as replacements in case any got damaged.
Yeah. I mean, they're all 1-of-1s, and yeah, they definitely should
Yeah.
do that. This is done by Joe St. Pierre, who actually worked on Venom, like back in the 90s. But like the way his is done, like it's pretty much almost a full body. He's low key got like a city type background going on.
Mhm.
They really want you to go all out. Like the first thing they say is like no headshots, but as we all see, you can do headshots. Headshots are a lot more easier, especially when you got 50 to do in like 4 weeks.
Adamant says Joe always kills it.
Thanks,
Awesome.
brother. Love you, Adam.
Bad Wizard says outfits can't be ripped, no realistic weapons pointed
Yep.
at viewer, no cleavage.
Yep.
Well, that's a bunch of crap on that last part. I mean, that's why we all got
Yeah,
into Marvel
I've
cards
seen
anyway.
that. I've seen it on cards, and it looks, it looks good. So I don't understand why they do that. And they say because they don't want children opening packs and seeing us, and it's like, what child is on ePack
Yeah.
right now ripping packs for like $30 a pack?
That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like it's the adults collecting it. Give them what they want.
Yeah, it's-
so.
We're
Before
all
we
adults
miss this
here.
one, this is a little bit previous topic here. Captain Crockpot, considering prices pre-boom and post-boom, how are you considering what a good price is when buying cards like PMGs? Pretty much just look at the comps, man, and make a decision for yourself what you feel a good price for that card is. See where it's currently selling, see where it sold 3 months ago, and decide if you think it's going to keep going down more or if you think it's a good price where it's at.
Right. Trust your gut. It's kind of like, man, what sounds good for dinner? I don't want Taco Bell, meaning I don't want to pay that much. That's too much. That doesn't sound good. It's like, hell yeah, I want that. I'll go for it at that price.
Oh, wow.
I just recently got these. And Valor, you were talking about the boom. I'm assuming that was back in 2020. I was picking up
last year.
Huh?
Just last year.
Last year, it seemed like around I don't know. I was picking up trading cards for a while there, and they were all reasonably priced, especially the PMGs. And then one day, it seemed like in 2020, everything just kind of, and that's when everything exploded. But I kind of sat back on the PMGs because I really didn't fully understand them at the point, because I was like always collecting just Venom base cards and a few like chase cards here and there, but I wasn't like fully invested. I was more into the comics at the time. I was like on a complete mission to get the whole everything locked down. So once I came around to like, man, these are really nice cards, because I got like the achievement pattern or whatever. I'm like, damn, this is slick. So by the time I wanted to go back and get them, they were so expensive. It was just like crap. But I recently got the Venom through trading a couple doubles of other cards I had, and then I sold a Carnage Hollow Blast from what was it, the Flare Ultra set not too long ago, and turned that into the Carnage. So
there you go.
It's always that's one thing that I'm trying to do. Like, I am not tapping into like the bank account to get any of this stuff.
Right.
David asked, do the rules/guidelines pertain to all sets?
Yep. Every last one of them. And they also have
sets.
Yeah, dude, they have so many characters that are on the ban list, and some of them rotate, but it's literally like 3 or 4 pages of just like 3 rows of like character names.
So other than like we know Fantastic Four has been banned for a really long time. So obviously your Four staples, Doom, Surfer, Galactus, those characters have been banned. I believe Nightcrawler and Gambit have been banned as well. Are there any other bigger names that stand out that you want to do, but you haven't been able to because of that list?
I reached out to my latest rep on Allure, and this was another thing about that. Anything Hulk related got denied. I did also did Weapon H. That one got denied. That one stung. That one was cool. I really wish that would have made it. With the Hulk stuff,
picked up a badass Crane Weapon H comic.
Oh yeah, the Homage. Is that the one you're talking about?
The 181.
I used to have that. I used to have that, and I sold it and turned it into a couple Venom comics. But what was it saying? Oh, I did a couple of the villains from Immortal Hulk, the comic series, and I was talking to my rep like, this is kind of pushing it, but would I be able to do these characters or what? And he was like, dude, this is pretty cool. No one's ever attempted it. So I did a couple of the characters from Immortal Hulk, and they all got denied.
Oh no!
It's not surprising because they're kind of like crazy looking, but
thanks, Carter Comic. Appreciate that. Bad Wizard says Tim Shin has done whole sets of headshots. Yeah, I wonder if sometimes it's
a lot of people have
Upper Deck and the reps don't enforce it as much. Then Marvel really doesn't care, but Upper Deck has the rules. So Marvel gets the artwork,
it's
like
weird.
You said. They just say, yeah, this is fine. There's nothing that we don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reps allow certain things to get through for certain artists.
Well,
right, like maybe
I really don't.
Like
I don't see a problem with it.
Artist certain style, then it may give them some leeway, just because like, well, that's how they draw. Like, say, using Ash as an example, the majority of his work is headshot related. It's portrait.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just like, well, that's how he draws.
Armando asks if you take pictures of the sketches that you turned in and follows that up with. That'd be awesome. Or he'd love to see the ones that were denied. I'm not sure what kind of legalities would be on that for sharing after the set releases for ones that aren't.
I've shared it with a lot of people, but as long as it doesn't get reposted or nothing like that, it's cool, And the people I share it with are people that I trust that hopefully won't do that. So get to know me a little bit, and I'll show you.
Yeah, so it's got to be on. Pretty much, it's got to be like private message sort of thing to be able to share it. And
I
trust the person
I can't
that's
share
going
it
to reshare that with everybody else.
I still can't share the cards that I've done until literally people are able to buy packs.
Right, and that makes sense from that aspect. I think that makes sense because it's kind of like the sell sheets and stuff like that for the card sets. They're not official artwork of what's going to be in there. They're just preliminary pictures of the cards. So until those get released, nobody really knows. Like with Spider-Man Metal, I think it was the low series Black Cat card was supposed to be completely different until we started opening the packs and going, this isn't what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped the ball, dude. Oh my God, that J. Scott Campbell, that was a sexy card. Sexy.
And that's probably one of the reasons why they pulled it. But
that's crazy. And then, you know, that goes back to, I'm pretty sure it's mainly adults that are collecting, which cracks me up when I see people like, oh, like my son's into collecting these, or my kids, they collect these. Like that always cracks me up. But dude, J. Scott Campbell, Black Cat.
Yeah, guys, primary chat link. I just dropped that in, and that goes through all the channels then. So that way you guys can click on the links if you all want to get into the same chat. That's fine. Then everybody can see the comments.
And pulling up the card you just showed, like that, to me, that's just one of the crazy comparisons between both cards and comics. So you have that card that's like a $10 to $30 card, depending on who's selling it. And then you have the comic, which is like a $75 to $100 comic for the same artwork.
Well, the thing that boggles my mind is,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's certain, like, I guess PMGs or certain cards are worth more than the first appearance of that character in a 9.8. That joint could be signed by Stan Lee, and that card's still more expensive. Like that.
Yeah,
that boggles
I think it's
my
different hobbies, right? Different
Yeah.
hobbies.
Definitely, because
value it different ways.
For the most part, there's way more comics, but certain comics like ratios, like this is a 1 in 50. This is last I heard it was in the 300 print range. So there's probably about 300 of these in existence, and you got like these cards that are like 5 out of existence. There's one I'm watching. I think it's I really don't know exactly what set it's from, but it's Mark Bagley. It's black white with like gold stripes, and it's got like a bunch of diamonds in the card. The dude wants like $14,000 for it.
You want the Marvel Gem Venom out of 5?
Yeah, dude.
The black diamond one. I saw that on eBay. It's like
that one gets my blood pumping.
Yeah.
But that,
Adam
you know how
S,
many 9.8? You know how many 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man 300s I can get for that price? For that one card?
Yeah.
It's all
Adam
about the
asks,
scarcity.
are you able to get uncut sheets of your cards?
Uncut sheets?
So you
no, they're all
primarily-
single cards.
Yeah, you
all
do
little-
primarily sketch cards. You haven't done any set stuff yet, correct?
Oh no! I would love to.
Okay.
Here, let me just do this.
Yeah, so
I think
Adam, what
about
he's talking
this all
about
the
is
time.
the individual sketch cards that you can pull as like a hit from a card. Those are the cards that Joe creates, and then they get sent in for approval. Whereas like a set card, you would actually be able to get like a sheet or potentially get an uncut sheet of cards at that point in time.
And it wouldn't be a 1 of 1, but like I would love to do like trading cards, at least like one character. Like I think that'd make a cool Carnage card. But again, probably get canceled because of this.
Because of the skulls.
Yeah, here we go. Just
Armando
do
says,
like a
"Can you
side
recreate the
panel
ones
card.
that were denied on extra blanks?"
Which is it?
Well, if they're denied, no. If I do it on an AP, I have a few APs, and if I were to do that, I have to approve them through Upper Deck and Marvel again, and they'll just. That's something that they'll probably get mad about. You know what I mean? But like, like a normal, like I have like just stock blank cards, just artist cards. I could do that. No problem.
So of the sets you've done so far, what's been your favorite one to work on?
I've only done 3. I think Allure was probably the most fun because at this point, going from 2017 and not knowing what the hell I'm doing to now, and just learning different things with art and whatnot, I felt more free. I just felt less restricted. Everything's been kind of stressful up to that point because every set I've done has been like years in between, so it's not like I'd like to be a more, solid basis, but this is more or less just like a hobby. that I just kind of got blessed and was able to do sketch cards. That's why I said I kept my own. I don't know if other sketch cards do this, but I'm keeping this forever. This is like a personal achievement to me. It's not even a money thing. Like, it just means so much to me to be able to be a part of these card sets. It's something I've been collecting since I was literally a child.
Right.
But I'm hoping after this set, you know, at least something starts to pick up. But like I said, I finished in September. We're now like, it's been so freaking long. I just want to be able to share these cards, hopefully see people like it. Maybe the artist reps will see that people like them, and then we just keep it going.
Man, for me, I hope for every set they give, like they send you, you at least get one AP card that you keep just for you. That way you can have fun with it.
Yeah. I have a 5 right now for Allure, and I'm really fighting myself. Like, I want to draw another Venom. Just like,
man, you got to. So, like, this is a stretch comparison for how we talk. But if you look at professional wrestling, like every interview that every wrestler's ever done, in their background, there's all their championship belts. Like, you can see their history on the wall behind.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, baby. The belt. It's the belt.
Yeah, keep your belt.
Yeah, I really love it. I've never been big on sketch cards, but the 2 I have is one's my own, and then another one's by an actual Venom comic book artist. And that's it. I really don't go heavy on the sketch cards. So if it weren't for that, I would only have one sketch card. It's going here, my camera.
Yeah, you're kind of like I am. I only have 2.
What's that?
I said you're kind of like I am. I only have 2 sketch cards.
How's that possible?
I mean, that's a nice one too.
That's
I see a lot of them that are just badass, and you know, I would love to get into it, but that's just a rabbit hole I can't afford.
Classic Spider-Man.
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the only ones I have.
Well, and if you look at collectors, like especially in like Marvel cards, it kind of almost splits into 2 different camps, where you'll have serious collectors who collect serious number cards versus you have sketch card collectors who only care about sketch cards. Let's say whenever I pulled the Fred Ian Omega Red, I had trades coming out like crazy, and it was humbling, but it was sketch for sketch. It wasn't number, like people who had number cards, they weren't trading number cards for a sketch, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I see certain sketch cards, like certain artists, they command a hefty price.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I really do like the sketch cards, but I just don't. It's not something that I'm mainly after, because mainly they're usually too expensive. All the ones I see that I'm really like, holy shit, they're usually pretty expensive. And the only way I can get to it.
Who are some of your other favorite sketch artists besides yourself?
I really do like Ash. I gotta say, I guess he doesn't do it anymore, but that dude Nar, I really like his work. Dre, I really do appreciate his work. Bella, what is it? Bella Rachlin, she absolutely kills it. The dude Iden, artist of Iden, I really like his work.
I've got a card from him I'm excited for.
Dude, he's a beast. He's a straight up beast. I've pulled sketch cards like way back in the day. I got a Nihilus by the dude Moore, and it was a Rittenhouse set. I traded that for that Venom Exquisite. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm hoping to one day be able to somehow get a trade going, or at least sell some stuff and get that Exquisite back. But and then I, from the Iron Man 2 movie set, it was some chibi style Black Widow standing in front of a fireplace, and I sold that way back in the day and bought like a couple random like Venom cards. I got the Marvel Metal Retro Agent Venom. That was one of the cards I picked up off of that Black Widow sketch card.
Okay.
But there's a lot of artists out there. There's so many of them. I see a lot all the time. I'm like not completely good with all the names, but there's a lot of really good sketch card artists out there, dude.
Peach is one of my favorites, man.
Oh yeah, well if you're talking about in that sense, yeah. Oh my god, like there's so many. I would love to see you guys like Addy Granov at all.
Addy's
this is original art. This is basically a recreation of the first appearance of Anti-Venom, the 1 in 10 variant cover. Amazing Spider-Man, I want to say 5 something. But if they got him to do like sketch cards, holy crap, dude.
See,
I would love to see
Addy
like that.
had one of my biggest votes for the next Masterpiece set.
Yes. Or like Mark Brooks, Tony Moore. I would love to see Tony Moore do like some sort of Marvel card set.
Man, so
Who else?
Tony Moore,
I
he's
actually-
been doing personal sketch cards on his Instagram. Like
Yeah.
you have to choose between DC or Marvel, but you can hit him up and like $100. He'll do a PCS for you.
$100, I'm about to chase that man down. I seen him do an Agent Venom, and it was spectacular. And he's the first artist that did the Agent Venom series. I would love to own a piece by him.
Right. Pleasant shout out. If you guys haven't checked out Tony Moore yet, please take a moment and go on Instagram and look up Tony Moore because
Definitely
it's
do.
amazing artwork.
Same thing with like Trad Moore. I would like to see him do some cards.
Absolutely.
The dude that did Silver Surfer Black. Oh yeah. But dude, speaking of the uncut things and like learning things about sketch cards, so from the annual set, I didn't know what to do with the background to a certain card, so I like scanned it and then just tested it out before I actually did it on the card.
That's dope.
That was one thing that helped out so much because the first set I was just taking chances right off bat, and I would do background colors. I'm like, I don't know about that one. Also, I was able to cut out one of the pictures and like cut out the character itself, put it like taped it lightly on the card and like splatter like paint on it, and then peel away that, and the character was clean. That's what I'm saying. I learned so much more. It's why I'm like kind of chomping at the bit. Like I want to do more stuff. Like that Carnage drawing I did with the skulls, I want to do stuff like that on a sketch card.
Well, after we wrap up this video, I'll reach out to you because I've got a Husk symbiote idea in my head we can talk about.
Bro, we can do it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely do it.
Not going to be your pick this week, Baylor?
Yeah, I saw that. So if you guys missed out, the hint this next week for Unbound is H. It's not going to be my girl, but I want to root for Husk.
Husk.
Everybody's
dog. You never know.
All I'm saying is, if Saturday pops up and it's like Husk, I'll probably just die. Like I'll have that brain aneurysm and just drop. That'll be the end of me.
But dude, speaking of what you were talking about earlier. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good, though.
The only blue PMG I got right before everything took off is this Scorpion. But that's actually Venom. So does that count?
That does count. Can you go in a little bit more detail for the people that aren't familiar with the story?
So Mac Gargan, aka the Scorpion, becomes Venom, and during the Thunderbolts reign, he basically, during the Anti-Venom storyline, Norman Osborn makes like this cure to get rid of Anti-Venom and puts it in a stinger of this suit. So Mac Gargan's been Venom for a few years at this point. He puts this suit on just long enough to be able to inject Anti-Venom and like kill the symbiote. And he like breaks out of this suit because once Eddie Brock, which was the host of Anti-Venom at the time, is exposed, Mac Gargan wants to literally eat him and kill him, but the symbiote still loves Brock and it won't let him. So he breaks out of the suit back as Venom. He wears that suit for literally a few panels during the New Ways to Die storyline, but it's literally Venom. I don't think no one knew or even cares about Scorpion like that. I think that's the only reason I was able to grab it cheap.
Oh, for sure. And that's also John Romita Jr. art, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
So you got JR art on a PMG that's also Venom that you get for like $300 because no one else knows. Go for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I missed out on the Venom, so it's kind of like a little kind of bit. He's in there. I would love to actually get like the actual Mark Bagley, legit Venom, but
Like that bronze you showed a few minutes ago.
Yeah, blue is legit my favorite color. So these things.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I got the red too,
Let's put
man.
it up.
I was just grabbing that one. That was the only one I could really get to at that time.
I need either, I don't have it, but I need like either Nathan or Lewis to pull a bronze out of their butt. That way we can have a red, blue, and bronze, just like a little mini rainbow.
There it is.
There we go. Go ahead and ship me that. Just ship me that.
That's a
and then
Venom
we'll
card.
come back in a few weeks and then do the video.
I think somebody said Venom's the Kobe of cards. That's a Kobe card right there, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, favorite
Oh,
Venom
yeah.
card right here. That one right there.
That's
Yeah,
a banger.
I do like that one. I do.
And I
like
came
that
to
one.
find out today how short printed Premier cards are. We're talking like 5,000 boxes total when they print that product, compared to
Yeah.
like 18,000 boxes for the majority of sets out there. Obviously, the higher end stuff like retro is like 4,200 boxes and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
But it's still a set that's slept on because you can
Oh,
find
absolutely.
numbered cards from that set like all day long for under $200. Like, and we're talking in the teens for under $200.
yep, yep,
I got the blue red goblin.
nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, if they would have packaged that product a little better, the quality would have probably been. It's so hard to gem those cards.
See, like I'm
But-
kind of torn on grading.
Why's that? I'd love to hear why that is.
I mean,
Yeah,
I totally
as a-
get it, but I've already been suffering the CGC addiction with comics for a while now, and the grade and everything's nice to be able to have it locked in as that grade and whatnot, but like to spend all this money to buy a card and then spend even more money on it to get it graded and like it comes back a 7, most people will be mad. It's like all hell. So I really don't see a problem with it as long as you love the card, but like one touches are just as nice, man.
True.
Like I kind of something
I'm
about
sorry,
these
go ahead.
cases is nice. I love these cases.
Yeah, I mean, I love my one touches as well. I mean, I got one touches of my cards.
Ooh, I missed out on that one.
Yeah, the auto.
That one blew up too,
Oh,
man.
and it's
I remember that
auto?
one for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I love one touches as well, but for resale value purposes and
Mhm.
things of that nature, getting a card graded to try and flip it for profit to get into something bigger down the road is what a lot of these collectors out there see and see more valuable that way. But I mean, obviously, if it's PC, you keep it in a one touch or go with whatever grading company you want. But prices have come down for PSA, which make it a lot easier for people now to spend that money. So I mean, you can spend now $18 to get it graded, as opposed to $50, $100 during the pandemic.
Hey,
That's a good
Lewis, while we're having this conversation, can I get you to hop on real quick? Because you've been opening up the metal series, like the metal blasters, and you've been doing really good going through the process of getting them graded. Would you mind taking a second, just sharing how that's gone for you?
Which cards?
Like any of them, like any from those sets that you've gone through and opened up, like any of the metal blasters that you've tried to grade, like how was that process?
Oh, are you talking about 95 metal?
Yeah.
Silver flashers are the hardest to grade in the set by far. I would say, yeah, they're very hard, dude. I've sent in at times 30, 40, 50 silver flashers and maybe gotten 1, 2 10s. These are all packed fresh, so those are very difficult. The base are fair as far as getting 10s. Like you're gonna get your good amount of 9s and 8s, but if they're packed fresh, you should get a solid amount of 10s. The metal blasters, those grade pretty solid. The golds are a little difficult. But yeah, 95 metal, man. It's the gem rate's not that bad. It's not like a walk in the park, but definitely the silver flashers are the hardest stuff. That's why they're the lowest pop. They're the most valuable cards in the set in 10s.
But
So, yeah.
say if you were a brand new person coming into that hobby, right? And you're like, hey, here's a sealed box. Let's open it up. And then you pull it. Nothing's brick. Everything's good to go. Investment wise, like say you open up this box and it's like $200 for the box, as an example. And then you start having individual cards of your blasters and what you pull. Is it justifiable to get those cards graded to resale as opposed to keeping them?
Oh, 100%, bro. 100%. Like right now, you can get a 95 metal box. You're probably like a clean one, like real minty clean. You're probably paying around 1,600, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending where you're getting it from. And to me, honestly, that's a no-brainer box you open. Now, if you're really going to go through and follow through and put that extra bread in to get the stuff graded, then yeah, I've been doing that for years, bro. Just opening boxes and product and grading it and, keeping what I want and selling the rest and making a profit and keep doing it. So yeah, you could definitely come out. A lot of the 90s stuff, preferably the sets that really don't brick, because I've never opened up a box of 95 metal or a pack and it's been bricked. So that set's good on that. Like the flare sets, even 94 masterpieces, I never really had a lot of issues with bricking. 92, 93, those were definitely horrible as far as bricking. The brick rate is real high on those sets. But like 95 metal, it's if you're willing to put the investment in,
Right.
and just hope you get a pretty clean run of cards, because at the end of the day, nothing's guaranteed. But even in nines, a lot of those cards in nines, they fetch a fair number. So.
Right. And I think with any kind of grading, whether it be cards or comics, you got to remind yourself that it takes money to make money. And a lot of times it's roll the dice. It's human error. It's human eyes that are looking at it. Everybody that's in this chat, everybody's in the primary chat, we're all going to look at things different and probably come up with the same thing. That's where, like with grading comics, normally there's 3 graders that look at the same thing, and they use the median of what those 3 people say. So if it's a 9-8, it takes 3 people to say it's a 9-8, as opposed to it's one person looks at a card and 9-4, and so forth and so on. So if you're going through that process, just kind of be mindful of it's going to be a roll of the dice, because since it's human issues, you're going to have human error as well. Just as comics, as an example, I have 9-8s that should not be 9-8s. I have 9-0s that should not be 9-0s. The same thing applies to cards, and it's just across the board. It sucks, but that's just the honest truth, that there is inconsistency when it comes to grading. But if you're going to roll that dice and you get your return, you're not going to complain about it. I've never seen anyone in a 9-8 that's not a 9-8 or even a 10 and disagree with the fact that it's a 10, but they're not going to sell it to you at a 9 price.
Oh, man. I don't know, bro. I got a 9.8 that has no business being a 9.8. When they sealed it, it like ripped the staple out of the top of the comic, but it says nice and pretty 9.8. But speaking of grading and what you guys are saying with like making a profit, I've been looking at this card forever, and I think there's one on COMC for they're asking like $230 some odd dollars. I got this for like 35 best offer off of eBay. So somebody painstakingly went through and got this, however much they paid to get it graded. They didn't make that much of a profit off of it. So
yeah, the more modern stuff's a little bit different, bro. The modern stuff, there's a lot of, like it's a lot easier to open up a 90s box, grade, all the top characters and make a profit than it is, with the modern stuff, unless you get lucky and hit, a green PMG or a big PMG or a big, low numbered parallel of a character. So it's different because it's more. It's not like the product we open now, it's Marvel and there's 90s art on it and everything. But in reality, the design is not like what we're used to back in the 90s. The design is more sports based. You know what I'm saying? So it's real difficult to get sort of like the same outcome with the modern stuff as opposed to the '90s stuff. It's just two different worlds in reality.
Yeah, and that's across all markets, right? I mean, the vintage is going to outpace the modern any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
And that's
for
with
sure.
comic, that's with sports cards, that's with Marvel cards. It just, I mean, now like you just said, are certain sets that are more modern in Marvel. 2013 retro, 2015 retro, but then again, you have different factors. You have lower box counts, right? That stuff was less printed, so that adds more rarity to that product, making that product more expensive and more desirable, right?
Yeah.
Couple shout outs real
Comics are-
quick. Spidey's here.
Uh-oh.
Stacking 9mm here. We got Spidey's giving a shout out to the chat. Everybody in the chat there.
What's up, big dog?
David asks, if 92mm bricks, is it worth to take a chance and open or keep sealed?
It's a roll of the dice, bro. It's
Roll the dice. Yeah. If you feel comfortable opening the box and you're good with the price that you paid for it, open the box, enjoy opening it up. There are ways you can unbrick cards to an extent. I've done it with some 93 Masterpiece. I have the video up showing how I did it. Take that for what it's worth. If you want to open it and try to unbrick cards, what I would do if you're gonna open it and you want to try to salvage the cards as much as possible, open the first pack. If they're bricked, just open the rest of them and then see if you can unbrick them. But from a quote unquote investment standpoint, boxes that tend to brick are better off left to be sealed.
Yep.
Because the value will still be there because of the potential hits that you can get out of the box.
That's crazy.
But you're not going to really know if the box is bricked unless you open it.
Correct.
You can
sometimes you get lucky. You can get lucky
Yeah.
and get a box that's not bricked. Like I've opened 92 and 93 Masterpieces and they've been unbricked. So it's possible, but most of the time you're probably going to have some kind of bricking issue, especially with those two sets.
And Brittany makes a good point there. If you can sell the packs off, but making sure you put a disclaimer that they might be bricked, right? Letting people know.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you open up a pack and they're bricked, put a disclaimer in there if you're going to sell the other packs, just so somebody else will know that most likely that's the case. Steven, I did a video on that, and I'm sure there's probably some other ones out there too. It does work better than freezing. Please don't put your cards in the microwave.
Yeah, that'll definitely work. That will do the trick.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Put
Shit,
the metal.
right,
Go ahead.
that's
Put the
what you
metal cards in the mic.
while we're talking
'Cause
about
essentially-
92 Marvel Masterpieces, like say if it's somebody that's got a comic book background that's coming over to our channel and hanging out and watching with us, what we're talking about is 1992 Marvel Masterpieces, a sealed box versus a not sealed box. So I'm asking you guys, if say you go into a comic book shop, someone says, "Hey, I've got Marvel cards. I don't really care about it. Here, $50, it's yours." And you say, "Okay, I've got $50 to spend. I buy a sealed box of 92 Masterpieces." What is the point of this conversation of us having a sealed versus not sealed? Like, I get it, but for someone else who doesn't, like, why would you have that debate? Like, if you were to open it up, what is it you would be looking for? Like, what would be the intent behind opening it for resale?
Well, first off, if you're getting a 92 Masterpiece box for $50, let me know where you're getting the back.
Exactly.
At
that
$50,
point, rip it.
you open every box you can get your hand on, to be honest with you, bro. But sealed product is if you're looking to invest, keeping sealed product, it's not the funnest way to go, but it is the safest way because you can't, once it's sealed, you can always go forward and open it in great cards, but you can't go backwards. You can't take raw cards and turn them in. Well, you could, but that's crappy practice that scammers use. But yeah, you can't go backwards, man. So sealed product is always the safest way to go as far as investing. Is it the sexiest way to go? Some people, for some people it is. But the way the sets nowadays are structured, it's not, it's just better to open it because you could have, a 1-of-1 that someone will pay 80 to 100 grand for, or whatever the case may be. It's just more exciting. It's more fun, With the older stuff, you know what you're going to get. Like, you know what to expect. All right, you're going to get, one or two of each of these base cards. You're going to get, if it's a set with Power Blast or, the chromiums, whatever, you know what you're going to get with the new stuff. You really don't know. There's so many different possibilities. That's the excitement of ripping it.
Right.
So,
Spidey asked a question. Very good question too. Question for the roundtable: how do you guard losing your enjoyment as a collector when you're also looking at cards as an investment? I would say the same. Yeah, I would say the same thing that I always say is if you, AKA collect/invest in the cards that you enjoy, you're not concerned about the ups and downs of the daily or monthly market of a card. But if your intent is to do it as a business, as investing, and that's your really only purpose, then you're never looking at it as a collection. Yes, you have a collection of cards, but you're never really looking at it from a collecting standpoint because you're doing it as an investment with the intent of moving those cards in XYZ amount of time, whether that's a week, a month, 2 months, 2 years, 10 years, right? Same with comic books. Over time, they should grow in value. Most things that are collectible should grow in value. Some will lose it. But
let me be devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
So how would a collector fund their hobby?
Yeah, you either got to have cash flow coming in to be able to do that, or you have to move out of product to get into something else, right?
Yeah. So with that said, right, let's say you don't have a bag of cash sitting there, right? And you've acquired X amount of cards, and now X amount of cards are coming into the market that you really want, that are more valuable than the ones you have. But if you gather 25% of your cards that you have and move those to get into bigger cards, would you then be considered an investor, not a collector?
I don't think so. Again, it's semantics on words, right? It's semantics on words and what we classify as a collector, as an investor. But if I were to take my pink Wolverine and I grade it and it gets a good grade and I sell my pink Wolverine, am I an investor?
If you made more,
it depends.
Profit
it depends, right? What was my intent with this card in the first place? Because I can keep the card just like this, and I'm perfectly content with that. But to your statement, I want to get into something else. Well, this might be the most valuable card in my collection. So if I grade this, and that value can now go up, now I can get into some other things that may in turn get me into other things. Am I still a collector or am I an investor? And it's a combination of. I think I think all of us from some perspective are both. Right?
Sure.
Are you a flipper or are you not a flipper? Everybody's a flipper.
If you're spending a lot of money on something, bro, that whether you like to collect it or not, you're both. Like I know both. I can honestly say I am a collector and an investor. I invest and sell certain things and I collect others. You know what I mean? So the stuff that's the turn and burn stuff, that'll help fuel the stuff that I truly care about, stuff that I want to see on my shelf in the next 5 to 10, 15 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Listen, bro, if you're buying high end pieces and you're keeping track of where the market is, comps, looking at, you have some kind of investment type, agenda, into your whole collecting vibe. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants to have nice things. Everybody wants to have cool shit that you like, that you appreciate, you enjoy, you're passionate about, and you want it to be worth something. You want, as human beings, we want things that other people are going to want.
If you could take that raw card, turn it into a graded card, increase the value of it because of a specific grade, a 10 or whatever that might be to increase your value, rare card, limited card, whatever that might be. If you can then sell that card, get the raw version back and get into something else. I mean, if you don't care about the grade of the card, but that grade of the card helps you get into more things for your collection, by all means. I mean, you're both at that point because you invested into improving that card through grading. Then you then sold it, so now you're a flipper, and then now you bought more stuff, so now you're a collector again.
Well, hang on.
It's a big circle.
Before we move from that, Nathan, real quick, with the same way you explained that, trading, how can you apply trading towards investing? Because it works the same way. We do it every Monday with Unbound. There's no way in hell we're not all trying to pull a sketch to try to unload it and get a sketch or a PMG or whatever. I'll be the first one. I did it week 2.
Yeah. Or we're chasing
so
the
you're hoping to
achievements.
hit that you're hoping to hit that autograph. You're hoping to hit that sketch card. That's why everybody buys the packs, is for the chance of hitting those cards. Yeah, there's people out there like myself. I want to hit an autograph. I'm the only guy in our Unbound group that has not hit an autograph yet. It's pack pulled, right? And one week I'll hit one, and I keep buying packs with the chance of hitting one. If I hit a sketch, great. If I hit a plate, great. We have greater chance this year to do that in Unbound than we did last year. You know, because we have twice as many cards now, but they're different parallels of those cards. But myself, I'm going after the base achievement. I'm going after the rainbow achievement. I keep specific canvas cards that I think look cool, but I'm not collecting those canvas cards. So if I pull canvases, do I try to sell them? Absolutely. Why would I not? If I can get $30 for a $15 card, why would I not sell that card?
Hey, sure.
If it makes somebody else happier, or trade it, because there's plenty of cards in my watch list that I want for my own sets to build out my sets, or rare cards. And if I can trade those cards, same thing, selling it or trading it. If I'm trading a card I paid $15 for $30 in value, I've sold that card for $30 in value. It was just in the form of other cards.
And I'm actually on the same page with you, where I'm just doing a base and a rainbow. Like if I pull an auto, a canvas, what have you, that's cool. This guy? That's great. But my goal with Unbound is I want to build a base and a rainbow set at no cost.
Absolutely,
for me to do that, I have to buy as many packs as possible to get as many hits as I can to offset it.
Exactly, yeah. And you need those weeks where you're not getting 15 base cards in order to do that, right? You have to get rainbows, you have to get canvas cards, you have to get an auto card. Because if you can get an auto, pull that auto, sell that auto for $150, and you only spent $90 on your 6 packs that week, and you get an auto, or you're like Armando and you pull 5 autos every week, then you can easily fund whatever collection you want for very minimal to no cost whatsoever.
Right. And even
again,
using
it's the risk.
Like you can look at it as using spreadsheets, but even just making a little note of how much you've spent, like a quick little budget, asset, liability, however you want to do it, debt, credit, whatever's going to make sense to you. You can add it up really quick. You can track what you've spent. You can look at what you've made, and you can make your numbers work for you. It's like, okay, well, if I've had too much in my debit side, well, clearly I'm overspending because the credit is not raising my ship. I've got to stay above the water, and if I'm just weighing myself down, I'm going to drown.
Now, just pure numbers standpoint, it is all luck for the people that rip wax and make money ripping wax. Buy singles if you're concerned about your debit and credit side of stuff, right? Correct. Because it is sheer luck when you rip boxes of cards on what you hit. We saw that with Spider-Man Metal. The box is probably overpriced, even on ePack, Raw, whatever. Overpriced for what you get in there and your odds of hitting that card. Now, if the set was only 100 card set, sure, maybe that price point made more sense. But now you've 200 card set, you've doubled that set. You can translate it to sports cards. Look at how many parallels they have. You're all chasing one, or everybody's chasing like a certain number of cards from those sets to make money. Otherwise, you lose money on every single box you open, unless you can grade into 10s. Which then now you have to invest more money into it to then potentially make money back out of it. It is very, very risky opening boxes to grade. Certain sets do grade better. 95 Metal, Old Man Venom. He's raising his hand. He's like doing the schoolyard thing.
We can't have a guest not let him talk.
There's just so many things that you guys touched on. That's just I can relate to it so much. And one of them being going into collectibles, I never really looked at it as an investment. I was just kind of like a psychopath, and this was something that I just really enjoyed. But eventually, I used to collect like Spider-Man comics, Wolverine comics, X-Men, Batman, Joker, whatever. And I eventually just focused strictly on Venom and symbiotes, and I just kind of shedded everything off that wasn't related to it, and was able to turn that into like the higher money books that I missed out on or wasn't able to get. And this is one of them, and it's a 8.5. But this is one of the most rarest of the 2012 Venom variants from back in the day, and it's one of the most sought
not the
after.
Mexican variant edition. That's the
No,
legit
this is the
original.
this is
Good
legit.
Lord, look at that.
But I paid $350 for this, and I've had someone
Shoot.
offer me 12 for it. But I would never let this go, just because I personally love it. At least 2 G's for this thing. But without even trying, like being a Venom collector, almost everything retains value. If it's like rare, like stuff like that, everything's kind of like it's gained in value, and it's definitely a cool thing. But I don't necessarily like. What was it? What you said? There were so many things you guys touched on. I'm just trying to like go back
While
on.
you're gathering your thoughts, for those that don't know, that is one of the most exquisite comics you could possibly get in terms of.
It really is. Look it up.
Yeah,
it's one of the most sought after modern comic book covers of all time.
Like when it comes
it's
to
8.5, but I love it, and that's why, like you were saying, like, I was able to make money off of other collectibles that I had and get this Grail that I really love.
Right.
And even in a low grade, it's worth more than what I paid, like by triple, quadruple. So
yeah,
it really depends on how you collect. But if you really collect heavy, it's like it almost becomes an investment without even trying. I never set out to be like, I want everything Venom as an investment, but it turned into one. And people that are like that are close to me that really don't know too much about comics, even they know like, oh, that's probably worth a lot of money, huh? I'm like, a little bit.
We're gonna have
But
to
it really
block
is.
Spidey for a little bit, put him on timeout. He's turning in the chat into inappropriate.
let me ask you this. Well, this is a question for
OnlyFans
both
for
you.
Justin, dude, sign me up.
He's talking about showering outside and terrible.
Exercise. Yeah.
Spidey hits for
He's
real.
hijacking chat.
So let me ask our guest this question real quick, just because it really relates home for me. Have you guys ever personally talked about collecting comic books with, like, say, a work accomplice or friend, family, what have you? Like, yeah, I collect comics, and you kind of get that general reaction of like, oh, that's cute, haha.
Oh,
My wife does it every day.
Yeah,
bro, when I was investing in Pokemon like 5 years ago, bro, my family was like, bro, are you crazy? What are you doing? And then I'm the one, everybody would laugh. Yeah, it's so stupid. And then I'm the one that had the last laugh. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
it's part of it, bro. But I feel like the times are changing, bro. Like when you tell people, yo, what do you do? Like, well, I deal with collectibles, man. Sports cards, Marvel, Pokemon and stuff like that. And now people look at it like, oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that. So it's a little bit, I think it's a lot more respected just because how far trading cards have come across the board in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's cards that are worth more than some people's houses. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when people see that, sometimes people have to see the numbers and the action before they can believe it. Some people can have the foresight and see it ahead. Some people have to see the evidence in their face. And once they see that, then their tone changes,
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Ash is here. Thanks for stopping by, Ash. He's calling
What up,
Spicy
Ash?
Spidey. Swish Rip says, I want to be financially
For real,
secure
where's that
to where I
link?
don't ever need to look at the collection as an investment. I would like to leave behind such a collection that my family, what's going on here? That my family wigs out when I'm gone. Yeah, if you look at it from that perspective, absolutely. I mean, it's still kind of an investment, but if you can look at it from the perspective of not worrying about the money that you put into it, we say that a lot. A lot of us say that all the time is don't spend more than what you can afford to lose, right? It's because opening product or grading cards or comic books, you're gambling. It's a form of gambling. So do it responsibly.
And have a plan. I
Dude.
think you need to have a
Yeah.
plan and say, okay, I'm gonna go hard on this, and I'm gonna hold on. And this is a long-term deal. When you have that long-term perspective mentality, it works. I think it works a little bit better than that mentality where people are like, okay, I just spent $5,000 or $6,000 on a case. I opened it. I need to try to piece everything out and get my $6,000 back, and then whatever else is left over, then some stuff just doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
So just got to have a plan, bro, and just and be focused on what you want to do and what you want to achieve and where you want to. I don't know. Just some people just jump into things blindly and don't have a plan, and then they're like, shit.
No, for
I've
sure.
seen
And like,
so
I
many
apologize.
people do that.
This comes out long-winded, but when I was originally collecting comic books, like I would jokingly say like, "Oh, these are investments," JK, LOL, haha. But that was me really justifying. It's like I'm willing to spend $300 to $500 to $600 on a comic book, like seriously and actively, at a time where 600 books on a comic book was a lot of money.
Mhm.
A really good example of that is I remember buying an Amazing Spider-Man 129, which is the first appearance of the Punisher at a CGC 7.0 for $550. Last year that book was north of $2,000.
Yep.
And that kind of gets to where we're at. Like, even though I was passively saying like, oh, these are investments, internally and in my heart, I was dead serious. Like, I'm investing in this long term, not on a quick flip, not 3 to 4 years to sell, but when I am dead, buried, and in the ground and have a family, they're going to inherit these books that are close to 100 years old. So if you look at things like the MCU, like all of it, not just like the past 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, all of it as a whole. Well, I can recall in 2008 when the movie Iron Man came out, I didn't give a crap about Iron Man. Look at where we're at now. Because of those movies, everyone knows who Iron Man is and is a mainstream character. So you apply that across the board to all these characters. I still believe in investing in comic books because I think it's cool and it's something I'm passionate about. Henceforth, like I've got an entire sleeve of comic books tattooed on my arm. That's what I'm going to be leaving behind. So I can look at it differently as just like this is a hobby to have fun with money. It's something I'm serious about with enough to where it's a genuine inheritance for my kids. And I brought up that point a few minutes ago of like people kind of like passively dogging on our hobbies or whatever. But, when I got ready to marry my wife, pre-boom, pre-COVID, I sold 2 comic books and paid for her engagement ring in cash. When we got ready for our house, I sold 10 comic books and secured our down payment by selling comic books.
Yep.
And there's no reason you can't apply the same thing to cards, comics, any of your hobbies.
Mm.
If you're serious and you're passionate about it, you find a way to invest in it.
Correct. And I was just going to add to that real quick. When what is that dollar amount that you make a purchase on that you cross that threshold now, and that collectible comic card, whatever it is now considered an investment. I mean, if you're dropping $1,000, $2,000 on a card or a comic, that's an investment. That's
For
not
sure.
that's not a I'm doing this for PC purposes.
$10, $20 card, $30 card, maybe $50. That's a cool character that I collect. It's a good looking card, $30, $40. That's not. But now when you start looking, like you said, $1,000, $2,000, you know what I'm saying, for one card, yeah, that's
an investment.
It all works hand in hand, bro. For whoever says, "Oh, I'm not an investor, I'm a hardcore collector," you're just not being real with yourself, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta be real, man.
It's
I'm not a
naturally a
flipper
part of it.
AR.
I think $500.
It's naturally a part of the hobby.
And everybody's number is different too, right? Everybody's number is different based on their life circumstances.
Yeah, Justin had a good point here. He said, what he would do is protect your main source of income. So so if you're gonna go wild into something and you're gonna invest or participate in something, a good thing to have is have a separate account. Have your fun account where when you sell your collectibles, you put your money back into that account. It doesn't mess with your your main income and all that.
Yeah.
Keep that little side funds to the side to play with. That's a good way to not get caught up, man. Because it's easy to get caught up with this new product, bro. It's real easy. You get that one good taste, and then you just keep chasing it, bro.
Well,
Stacking says,
even bringing up today, Derpa 2-packs pulled Elizabeth Olsen auto and then a Catherine Huff auto, like back to back. And I jokingly commented on, it's like, this is how you create FOMO, you influencer.
FOMO. Yep.
But that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how many
Like,
people probably ran to EPAC? They probably ran to EPAC.
I wanted to.
I didn't. See,
not me. I opened my
mean,
one
it's a
box, hit
beautiful
that
set,
Evan Peters
but-
auto, and I was out.
Now let's say
They got
that
a
Dirk
Venomized
pulled those
Scarlet
2 hits out of those 2 packs, and he decides he wants to sell them because there's a different card in the set that he truly needs.
But
Like,
let's have his back and say that he invested his $25. He invested his $25. So therefore, he shouldn't sell those for more than $25.
No.
Well, that's what the tax
yeah,
man's going to say next year.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So it all
What's going on,
works hand in
Steven?
hand, dude. When you're talking
How you
about
doing?
numbers and you're talking about cold hard cash,
Right.
everybody's worried about what collectibles they're buying. What
Right.
sets they're chasing. They're always thinking about it. They're focused on it. They want to make sure they shine. They sell. People want them. Long-term growth is healthy. We all want that for our stuff that we collect. So just keep it 100. Don't be fake. Be real.
I'm throwing this
I
comment
like
up here.
Bad Wizard's
Skidell
comment.
says, Marvel is a better investment than sports. That's my take.
Amen.
I'd love more Skindale. I'll send you the link right now. Come hop on.
I agree
Venom's the new Kirby.
1,000,000%,
I
bro.
agree. We kind of
Spider-Man ain't tearing an ACL.
Exactly. It is more stable.
Carnage.
Not that it
Carnage
doesn't
is
fluctuate.
Larry
It's just
Bird.
more stable.
Unless you're investing in
Tom
like
Brady.
goats, like Michael Jordan, LeBron, Brady, Patrick Mahomes now,
I thought
But
you
even
meant
then, prices on sports is like this, man. It's
Mhm.
just
A Bad Wizard, I don't think it's that majority are. I think it's majority are fine with saying it's okay to sell cards. I think there's the few that have big voices in certain forums to try to sway everybody else's opinions, and they spin it to make it seem like it's a negative thing.
I like the Constantine's comment.
The last one there.
Yeah. What y'all think
a
about
lot,
that?
man? Because I think a lot just because Marvel's one of those things where like literally world everybody's into Marvel in some way or another. Not everybody's into certain sports and stuff like that, but I feel like everybody's into Marvel. And like just what I've seen from comic books, no one really cared. So all of a sudden they started blowing up like crazy. And then the same thing with trading cards. No one cared. And then now these things are more expensive than these freaking comics. Like, I mean, as long as we don't get hit with an asteroid, I think in 10 years, this is going to be even more. It's going to be just like it was then. You used to be able to get the Amazing Fantasy 50 for 12 cents, and now it's like $1 million freaking dollars. So as long as society's still standing and Marvel's still a thing, I don't see it.
If you go back
10
years, and see what an AF-15 cost. You probably could have picked one up for what, around $5,000, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
For an AF-15 about 10 years ago, $5,000, and that $5,000 today would have got you probably 30, because you know what I mean, or 40 or 50 or whatever the case might be. In my opinion, I think it's all about vintage. I mean, that's my opinion. That's why I've jumped so heavily, switched my gears from anything Marvel or modern, or strictly to just vintage.
But you're speaking about comics, though, right? Because we can agree to disagree that if we're talking about cards, I'd say modern cards for Marvel is where it's at and has brought back people to want to, I don't know, like the modern cards are just a big deal, like I'm talking
You're
about comics. Okay.
Yep. strictly comics.
I agree with you there. I
Um,
can agree with you
you
on
know,
that.
I mean, your Doc Ock behind you is kind of speaking volumes by itself.
Yeah,
I love that, bro.
that
I love
that
that.
and
That's
isn't
beautiful.
that the first Galactus, second Silver
Yeah.
Surfer right next to it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
first Galactus, and then I got this one that I have to send to Valor.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go. I am moist.
Nice wrap.
Yep. But no, I was talking about comics. You know, with modern comics these days, there are so many variants, so many exclusives, so many this, so many that.
It's hard to
and
keep track.
it's too hard to keep track of them. Which one's going to explode? Which one's going to be the next Ultimate Fallout 4? Which variant's going to be the next Trzeski Fallout 4? It's just too much. But when you're dealing with stuff like this, you know, this stuff is, 60, 70 years. It's approaching 70 years, right? 60
Right.
years right now, 60 something odd years. And that stuff is low on the census. It's not going to keep growing on the census. These books don't just pop up out of anywhere.
Let me ask you this real quick too, because I know you looked it up before you bought it. What is Doc Ock on the census?
Oh, I did, but let me pull it up here real quick.
Put him on the spot.
No, I have it open. And this is just my mentality, guys. I look at charts and graphs, and I'm a little like Pancake Analytics, where I love seeing data, and data drives my decision to what I collect and what I pick up. It just is. I don't make decisions based on, oh, that looks kind of cool, let me just grab that. I'm looking at it as far as, does it have eye appeal? What importance does it have in time and history? And how many of that are out there? That's my decision on how I pick
Right.
up.
So with that statement, I have a question. And for anybody that's watching in the comments, please drop a comment. I'll explain further if you would like. But with everything you just said, Alex, how long until you get into DC Gold?
Jumping into a DC like type venture,
Gold
like rabbit hole.
No, like you're investing. I'll say investing. You're investing and collecting heavily in Marvel Silver.
Yep.
If data is what drives you, how long until you start tapping in DC Gold?
I've already started to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've already started.
Tyler is
I picked up three books as of late. Batman 251 in a high grade. It's a 7.0. In my opinion, it's high. And then Green Lantern 87 in a 7.0. That's the first John Stewart.
I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that exact book here in just a second.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at all these things. DC is heavily undervalued. I know a lot of the people in the chat are probably saying DC means don't care, but
not in my house. Not in my house. I care. I care.
Look at just wrong round table, Daniel.
easy spicy hit.
Spidey's spicy tonight, bro. He
is. He's a little feisty tonight.
I sent him a link to get on, but he said he's in the shower exercising or something. I don't know.
He's doing his OnlyFans shower.
You should definitely get on with that.
So
send me that link.
Going back to
just got to go back and rewatch his Monday night for his Venmo.
There's 2,245 copies of Dr. Octopus on the census, right?
Right.
There's only 298s. There's only 996s. But so those are way out of people's ranges as far as buying. So when you start creeping down into like the realm of what you could afford possibly for this book, you're looking at like a 3040, right? Well, there's 213 of those and 192 of those worldwide graded. That's when you really start to get into that realm of how difficult it is to get this book. Because am I ever going to see it again? Probably, but not for the price I want to pay, right? And you're just going to have to be patient. A lot of the stuff that we do in this hobby, you have to involve patience. You can't be so quick to just, FOMO buy into this and just pick up that because you just see it for the first time without doing any research, without doing any thinking, without just shutting off your computer or phone and saying, wait a minute, what am I doing? Right? Is this the right thing for me to do at this point in time without doing any research? So I urge everybody out there that's watching, do your research. before making a decision regarding any hobby.
And if you're not sure, there's plenty of experts here. I am not one of those comic book
Mhm.
experts. That's why I just sit here and listen to these guys because they know way more
Oh,
about it
yeah.
than I do.
Yeah, me
shoot
either,
these
bro.
guys messages, man, because they will be
This is
more
for
than
you,
happy to
Adam.
help you out.
Are you wanting for that one or the black and white?
Yep.
Somebody just
Oh,
joined
That
us.
boy, you can't go
Oh
wrong.
my
with it.
goodness.
Is
I
this
love
Justin
Somebody's
Justin.
outside.
He's hiding in
He
the
just
garden.
turned off
Can we
his
get this back to
OnlyFans
Marvel,
lights.
please? Give it over to the chat.
Bro, where you at, bro?
He
Well,
just
stop
got done with the
walking, man.
OnlyFans shower.
Yeah, just got out of the shower. Now I'm 45 minutes into my walk.
Oh,
There
nice.
you go.
I got to try to look
Coming
good
in.
for everybody.
He went black
All right,
suit
y'all.
tonight.
We're
I'll
black
give you
suits.
I'll give you an OnlyFans moment. You ready?
Okay.
Oh yeah, give it to me.
That's my house.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go. Next time you got to pay for it.
No, unreal.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm really enjoying the show tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of good commentary going on right now. A lot of good conversation.
I've actually got a
Capcrackpot
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you guys think in 10 years? Let's say Venom or Carnage's first appearance will be, especially in a 9.8, or if, let's say
Great
a
question.
9.8 newsstand.
That's a juicy question. I like that.
Where's Manu?
And
That's a
and
great
to
question.
add on to it, like I said,
So-
this is apparently a 300 print book somewhere around there. There's not many 9.8s. It makes me wonder what modern variants like that, with the low print run, what they'll be in 10 years.
Well,
I do
but
think
one of
about
the
that a
issues
lot.
with modern variants is they get reprinted so damn much. Like even
Well,
Mary Jane
that's a
Smith-
ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, the exclusives aren't going to be worth toilet paper. You may as well start using it as toilet paper now for the most part. But the ratios, well, actually, modern day exclusives, what they don't tell you, and this is something that kind of annoys me about the comic book world. For every shop, if they get 5,000 exclusives made, and that issue has a 1 in 50, they get a 1 in 50 for however many times it goes into those 5,000 books. So it kind of floods the market. This was before exclusives, so there's none attached, and there's a super low print run. So
Right.
like the
Yeah,
super
to answer
rare
your
ones.
I think
Yeah.
anything limited has opportunity, right? Like if something's limited and it's
Definitely.
hot and it's something that there's a lot of people that are like Venom, like Venom's like one of the most popular characters in comics, in in cards. It's Venom. So I think anything
Mhm.
limited is always going to have opportunities. Some more than others, but if it's limited, there should be some kind of opportunity long term. I believe that.
Yeah, so
This kind
I
of
definitely
goes.
think
question with that Carnage.
You know what? It's honestly hard to gauge because Marvel is such a special marketplace when it comes to cards and both comics. Because I'm comparing, like I heard that statement, I acknowledge it, and I definitely hear you. But if you compare Venom to the Joker, which is just my mind comparing Marvel to DC, you can do it or you can not. But
Oh, the Joker's
that's just
top
where
tier.
it's at, especially when it comes to ratio variants and so forth and so on. Because DC Comics will do the same thing as Marvel. They're doing the same algorithm. Like they're pushing out their ratios, their store exclusives, so forth and so on. Venom outsells the Joker, period. But if you look in, pop culture, I think Joker has a bigger influence than Venom.
Oh, of
Mhm.
course, because of the movies.
Absolutely.
Right.
And,
If you
the
just-
thing is that DC had I like DC. I grew up a Batman fan as a kid as well. I've always liked Marvel and DC. Just the movies, bro.
Right.
Like the
Joker
movies are
came out.
just huge. Like the Dark Knight. Like rest in peace to the homie that played the Joker. What's his name?
Heath
Heath
Ledger.
Ledger. Like that
Mhm.
dude. That dude
Nailed it.
revived it. The video
Yeah.
games. There's a bunch of like modern video games with the Joker.
But what-
Just go back to Jack Nicholson. Shoot.
Yeah. Well, like, because I recall as being the nerd that I was, because like the conversations we're having right now, you were a nerd and an outcast if you had those conversations in high school, at least in my age range. But like I vividly recall having those conversations of like that dude from A Knight's Tale. You can't compare him to Jack Nicholson. It's going to be a waste of time. No one cares. Everyone was wrong, and I'm glad to be wrong because that movie's amazing. Here we are, like, 15 years later, and it still holds up to any movie that comes out right now.
The best villain role. There's nobody that's played a better villain role in any comic book movie than Heath Ledger.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Let me pick it out. Find it and let me know, and we can match it up.
I want to argue with you, and I can't.
Yeah,
but look, here's my thing.
Been around for forever, guys. Joker's been around way longer than Venom. To answer Old Man Venom, your question with Carnage and Venom, the Carnage newsstand, there's only 13 graded. That's it. 13 newsstand copies of Carnage #1, ASM 361.
In a 9.8, there's only 13?
No, there's 13 total copies graded.
Of the newsstand.
No, that's
crazy because I have one.
I think another thing about the Venom and Joker, I feel like Joker is more relatable to a larger group of people, just because anybody can be a crazy, sick person and put a damn costume on, with guns and shooting things up, and it's just more relatable, man. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's been around longer, so
I'll tell you this, guys. Like, as a long-time Venom fan, the movies did this absolutely no justice. The movies are they're so garbage, in my opinion. And most of the people I talk to that are also rabid Venom fans, they all feel the same way. Now that, with the whole universe thing, that the symbiote got left in the Tom Holland universe, I'm kind of thinking that there's either going to be another Venom, like another Eddie Brock, or what I'm really thinking is that they're probably going to do Agent Venom. And I feel like the Tom Hardy Venom isn't the final Venom we're going to get. There's going to be another Venom on screen, and that makes me wonder if they do it right. If there'll be like a resurgence.
They should have made him a real villain and not an anti-hero.
They should have did it the norm. He should have been fighting Spider-Man. There's no reason. That movie, in my personal opinion, came out of nowhere. I didn't even ask for it. Like, what is this? What are they doing?
But that's what they have a chance to do because they left the symbiote suit. We're going to be able to get Tom Holland as Black Costume Spider-Man for Secret Wars, and then you get to parlay off of that into a Venom story where he does start off as the villain. And I don't think we'll see that anytime soon because that's way too much money to be made in the future. They'll finish the Tom Hardy stuff. It'll be in a different verse. And later on, we'll get the Venom, hopefully, that we all want to see.
Maybe we'll see Noel.
If they're going to do Agent Venom. They could, because he definitely hints towards it. And if you watch Thor, what was it, Love and Thunder, that black creature that had the all black, they don't say anything about that, but that could be Noel. It could be his avatar.
It could be.
Well, the Gore's
Necrosword.
Yeah, the Necrosword
is connected to him, right?
Yep.
It was created by Noel.
Oh, could you imagine if they bring in Noel? That would be sick, dude. Just straight vicious, trying to take over everything.
Really
and
they should do like a Galactus.
Sorry. I was going to say real quick before we move on to something else. So one thing to remember is that the way they ended No Way Home with Spider-Man, we're really at the beginning of Peter Parker's tale. No one knows who he is.
Yeah. Yep.
He just lost his Uncle Ben, which is Aunt May. He just heard the words, with great power comes great responsibility. And he's going back to school. No one knows he's Spider-Man. So they're starting that over.
Mm-hmm. Which I really do hope that they do the symbiote right. And like Scandal right here, Sony doesn't have a plan. The Venom thing will mostly likely get left on a cutting. Leave it there to die. I'm fine with it. I'm hoping the MCU does something actually really good with the symbiote. Yeah, like I'm saying, they should do like a Galactus type deal thing for the MCU, and then go into some Doctor Doom thing, and then eventually do like a Null thing. If they were to do that, like Justin, you said, that is so much money to be made. Like I can't even fathom.
Oh, Doom and Galactus and Silver Surfer, it's over.
And then Null.
Explosion occurs, and then Null. Yeah.
I just have this like sneaking suspicion that they're going to do an Agent Venom if they go that route. If they do Matt Gargan was the most vicious version of Venom I've ever read in comic books. He eats people left and right. He goes to Asgard, just starts biting heads off left and right. And that was like the first time you ever saw Venom do that in comics. So if they were to give it to him, which he's the Scorpion in the MCU, that would be really cool. But I just have this weird feeling if they do Venom in the MCU, it might be Flash. The dude that plays Flash Thompson, he holds up a book about being Spider-Man's best friend or whatever the hell it was. It's called Flashpoint. Flashpoint is the name of the storyline where he first bonds with the Venom symbiote. So that was like a huge Easter egg. I just have this weird feeling that they might do that.
Wait until Spider-Man signs a PMG for some dude in a movie. Bad Wizard, that's bro.
That'd be crazy.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, Barry,
Guys, we
already
got
do.
24 watching. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Appreciate that. We do have a giveaway we have to do courtesy of Armando.
What giveaway are we doing?
He wants to give away a Gore base here on the stream tonight.
Oh, I won.
You
I
won.
Yeah, I won the gold base.
You won this one already?
Yeah, I already won. So
you already won. Well, given your winning streak on the giveaways, especially when you win your own comic books, I mean,
no. I doubled down and gave 2 away. Whatever.
This is true. Look, we're just.
Hey guys, I don't know if you guys seen the video that Todd McFarlane put out today. But he completed everything at CGC, all the card signings and all the comics he's done. So if you guys send stuff in, get ready, baby. They're coming home soon.
It took him 7 months.
Oh, that dude made like 10 trips to CGC.
Yeah, it was probably way more than they anticipated. Hashtag Gore in the comments, guys.
It ended up being over 30,000 submissions. So, and keep in mind how many items can be in one submission. Like, I know me personally for Valor, I think I had 60 items just for one customer submission.
Wow.
It kept me busy for 3 months, just the Todd McFarlane signing.
How many 300s do you think he signed?
I loved it. My wife loves the story. My wife has minimal knowledge on comics, just what she remembers from me and from movies, but she can vividly tell you what an Amazing Spider-Man 300 is, just because she says she has seen that comic book more times than she can count.
There are 33,000 graded copies.
Gee.
33,000. Of that 33,000, 6,000 are signed.
I believe ASM 300 and Spawn 1 are some of the top 2 most graded comic books on the census. I think it's ASM 300, Spider-Man 1. Yeah, Spider-Man 1 and Spawn 1 are the top 3 most graded comic books on the census.
Yeah, they came out with that statistic.
I have a Spawn 1 newsstand that I really would like to get graded one day. Is he back? I thought he said he was leaving.
If you need it pressed, send it to me. I'll hook you up.
Dude, I definitely clean. It is super clean. It's something I really want to kind of do. But that one, like, if I were to do that, I probably low-key would probably try to sell it because, like, I love Spawn, but it's just not something that really fits into the collection.
I'll show you something special. Give me a second.
But dude, that Gore card, I love the art of that. I did a Gore for a lore. I'm actually hoping somebody pulls that.
Yeah, Freddie,
Gore,
good
guys.
job, man.
Get entered for that. We're at 12 entries, 26 watching. We'll get this a little bit more. Let's get it up to 15, and then we'll go ahead and draw this.
We see Justin in the background just swinging in his chair.
Venture says hashtag Spidey OnlyFans.
I can't wait to get my stuff back from the McFarlane signing, bro. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun reveal.
Oh, that's gonna be real fun, bro. I'm real curious to see what everybody sent in as far as trading card wise, because there's not like a whole lot to choose from. So I'm real curious what people sent in.
So, did y'all notice that the card he was holding in that photo that he did for CGC was a sketch card?
I didn't
He
notice
signed a
that.
sketch card that he didn't draw.
What? That's wild.
Does that make any sense?
Was it a
That's
Venom?
one of the rules.
Oh no,
No,
it was a
it's Spider-
Spider-Man. It was a Spider-Man. It was a,
Yeah.
What?
Pull it up.
yeah, he said he wouldn't sign anything that either he did the artwork for or was a character that he created or
83
co-created.
signatures. He turned into Stan Lee and just started signing everything. 83,000 signatures. Sorry, not 83.
Armando says raffle a swing day with Spidey.
Swing Day was
Armando,
Bro,
you're welcome.
Yo, Armando's on fire tonight, bro. Armando's
He is.
hot tonight, bro.
All right, guys, we got 17. We'll give this about 10 more seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw it. So hashtag Gore if you want to get in.
I jumped out and entered.
Nice.
You know what sucks? I wish that they did foil for back when they released Venom for Unbound. Because that foil
Yes.
carnage is nice.
I know there's so many cards in that first set that you wish had the different versions.
Ape sex.
Ape Sex, how's it go? Congratulations. Congratulations, Ape
man.
Sex.
Congratulations, bro.
Apes.
Ape Sex.
Lord have mercy.
You
I don't think it's an only
live
game
on
thing. I
camera.
think, and I'm probably not even saying it correctly. So just send me over a trade on EPAC. Send me over a trade on EPAC. My EPAC is in Brabant. I'll show this here. I'll just gonna drop it here in the chat. Just send me over a trade so we can get this card over to you.
I got
So
to
who's
shout
ready
out
for the
Jonathan
Ultra
Dunn.
Avengers, man?
Well, we know you are, buddy. We talk about it 3 times a week now.
I'm so ready
Is there-
for that damn
Man,
set
there a
to
Venom
drop
This needs
already,
to
bro.
happen.
I heard that there's supposed to be a Venom card for there. Is that true?
It
Yeah.
is. It's a Bianchi Venom card for Clear
Bro,
Ultra.
I need to hit that before the
Man.
Bianchi side, so we need this to come out on the 8th,
No,
bro.
no, no.
We need it to
No,
happen.
you don't.
That'd
Hey,
be so-
Lonzo, he's going to
Yo.
sign the card in the box.
What do you mean?
Do y'all have auto
each
parallels?
Pack pool?
Yeah, each base card has a parallel signed by the artist. So you're going to get a pack pulled Bianchi signed to Venom.
Oh, yeah, but you got to get lucky to pull that.
Yeah, but
Dude, you're Alonzo.
Yeah, you're
Well,
lying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
Dude.
still,
Yeah, you
bro.
couple
like-
boxes. You'll probably pull 2 of them.
I gotta be
But,
honest with
hey.
you. A pack pulled auto is 10 times cleaner
It's not. Yeah.
than an
Yeah,
on card auto.
For
right.
sure. It's more desirable. I get it.
No, I mean physically, like it presents 10 times cleaner than the pack pull versus the physical. For me to say it, it doesn't make sense. But if I showed you a side by side, I know Justin knows what I'm talking about, right? Please.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, speaking about luck, so you know I opened somewhere around 60 boxes of Spider-Man metal. I bought like a case and a half. I can't remember exactly how many from Aussies in Australia because I got them at a really good price. My buddy Aslan said, "Hey, let me buy your Aussie boxes. I'll buy you boxes from Dave and Adams, and I'll pay the difference. You go ahead and get your boxes. You can open them." And then when Aussie was going to be like months later, like 4 months later before they shipped, and he didn't care. So, anyways, he finally I don't know if you heard, but like the boxes didn't get shipped to him. They got shipped to some other pizza place or some weird place. It took getting like the police involved and the store involved. They eventually got the boxes back. Ozzy
Yeah.
threw in one extra box for his trouble. He opens the one box, pulls a 1-of-1 out of it.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. I seen it. It was hot.
Oh, I just thought that was incredible.
Yeah, pulling a 101 out of that set doesn't matter what character is. That's a big achievement, man. But they're hard as hell to hit, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, they're hard.
Dude, I had fun watching you do box breaks with those cards. It was intense.
Yeah,
Man,
Official
I've
checkbook.
got a quick, I've got a quick card mail call. If you guys want to see that, I haven't gotten
of
open.
course, bro.
I
Let's go.
opened that brown box and it had this blue thing in it,
Uh-oh.
and I haven't
You gotta go,
opened it.
brother.
I figured I'd
Yeah,
wait.
I got like 3% on the phone here, so
Appreciate you sliding through, brother. Have a good night, man. Thank you.
Take it
always good for
easy,
somebody
dude.
to swing by. Get it?
Just don't do it in the shower, bro.
Dad jokes.
Take care. Bye.
Take it easy.
What you got, dog? Uh-oh.
I'll go ahead and rip this deal because it's going to get graded anyway.
If it went to authentication, then it's got to be a banger.
They didn't. They didn't have to. They could have just skipped that and shipped me
Dude,
it too.
Every higher end card that I sell on eBay, even if it's like a PSA 10, it almost instantly goes to authentication, dude.
I'll see if you guys can see.
Hologram.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, are those out of
Yeah.
20 or out of, I think there's ones out of 20 and out of what, 45?
Like 49, but this one is 15 out of 21 Psylocke.
Out of 21. That's beautiful.
And to me, this is probably one of the best art for Psylocke.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Those are like the best things to come out of annual, to be honest. The holograms are just sick.
I hate that the camera doesn't pick it up because this thing's a banger.
Yeah. I agree, Alonzo. I went after the symbiote related ones pretty hard. I didn't go for the super low numbers. I don't know where the hell the Carnage is, but I got the Venom, the Scream, and the Null, which is actually Codex. And then I got the Carnage in there somewhere. I love those cards.
Yeah.
Those things are nice. Well, shit, I already put them away.
What happened to Valor, though?
Hold
Where'd
on.
he go? Oh, okay.
No, I just tried to switch it to see if it would work.
Yeah. Like I said, the Carnage is in here somewhere. These aren't the low number ones. These are what are they?
Out of 49.
49, yeah.
That's still a low
The other
number,
ones.
bro, in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
they don't do comics like that. Comic prints of like 49 or 100, unless it's like something indie. But that's something I've noticed with these cards, like compared to the comics, like the scarcity of some of them is just outstanding.
So here's that Spider-Man that Todd signed. See if I can zoom it in here for you guys to
That's
see
a
a little
sketch
better.
card.
I don't know how well that's showing up.
That's kind of small.
Yeah. I'll see if I can get that a little bit better.
Cards from the.
That's what I thought. I thought it was the base card originally. If it's a sketch card,
Yeah.
like it's a killer sketch card.
Yeah, that didn't look like a sketch card when I seen that. I felt like it was just like a base card out of one of the sets that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be out of like one of those early 90s Spider-Man sets.
Yeah.
More specifically, the then and now
I was sitting
sets
there
or whatever.
thinking, him signing a random sketch card, like that would be pretty unique.
Sam, what up, baby? How you doing, brother?
All right, here we go. It's a little better.
Yeah, it does not look like a sketch card.
Yeah, I don't think that's a
Yeah, it
sketch card. I
definitely
think it's just. I
doesn't.
think it's from like one of those then and now sets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
it's
early
McFarlane era or
McFarlane
something.
90s.
Yeah, the McFarlane era sets.
Yeah.
That's a clean signature, though.
Yeah, that,
He'd be
I wonder-
setting himself up for.
looks like his arm.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry.
Scandal just answered me. Never ever. Yeah, that would be really unique. Like I said, with like the next time he came around, if he did that, I may as well get my own sketch card signed by him. That'd be kind of dope.
Oh, yeah. Scandell, bro, send this man a link. Man's been active. Let's get this man on the video, bro. What's up,
Yeah.
big dog?
Yeah, bring him in, guys, because I hate to do it, but I gotta jet.
You got a ride?
I got to ride, man. I got to ride.
So I got to ask you a rapid fire question before you leave.
Ask away.
You got $4,000 to spend on a comic book, not FF5. What are you buying? And they have to be 9/8.
Oof. They have to be 9/8. I don't collect 9/8 for $4,000.
They have to be $4,000. They have to be 9/8. Fair market value.
I would buy 2 Ultimate Fallout 4s.
Hell yeah!
Or an Ultimate Fallout 4 newsstand, or try to. They might be more than 4,000. I'm not sure, but if they're 4,000 or less, I would get a 9/8 newsstand Ultimate Fallout 4.
The way my grail.
The way my mind works, because I'm a ginger, but I'm a Jew. So in my mind, with fair market value, a 9/8 Ultimate Fallout 4 is valued at $1,500 because I've seen it sell for $1,500. So if you're saying $4,000, you've got a budget for that, you can get 2 9/8 Ultimate Fallout 4s and still have $1,000 to play. If She-Hulk is your person, then you can get 2 Ultimate Fallout 4s, a She-Hulk 9/8, either one or you don't. It's still a banger of a comic book, and you got $500 left over. You could potentially negotiate your way to get 2 Ultimate Fallout 4 9/8s, 1 She-Hulk 9/8, and an X-Men 266, which is the first appearance of Gambit, all in a 9/8.
Let me tell you what the newsstand goes for, real quick.
A bunch.
Because that one
newsstand of Fallout.
So you can.
What's up, big dog?
Yeah.
Hi,
Daniel. You can get a 9.0 newsstand for $4,000.
Yeah.
And those are more rare than you to try and go after the regular version, the direct copy of that, where there's 14,500 of that.
The newsstand to me is even more scarce, and a 9/8 is more scarce than the 1-in-75 ratio variant.
Absolutely.
It can be. Yeah.
They are. What newsstands after 2000 something, I can't remember the year, are way more rare because everything was direct copied after a specific year. So I mean, if you can come across a modern newsstand, it's like gold.
You know, it sucks. I have a Carnage USA issue 1 newsstand. Got it a long time ago. It's not a 9.8, but it is what it is.
It's still a beautiful book.
I wish it was a 9. Yeah, I wish it could 9.8. That would be quite the piece to have. Modern newsstands are super rare, for sure.
Take care, brother. Appreciate you sliding in, fam.
Yeah, old man Venom, dude. It was nice.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I appreciate you. You guys have fun. Daniel, hit me up afterwards or tomorrow. I got to ship you a package.
Absolutely, man.
All right, man. Later, guys.
See you
Later,
buddy.
bud.
Easy.
What's up, Scandell?
Yeah,
How are you, man?
Yeah, what's going on, doggy?
how you guys been?
Just kicking it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just here to listen.
Way to
be
put-
honest.
Well, guys, I got maybe 10
I
minutes
gotta
left,
pick
and then
up.
I'm at the jump too. Ooh.
Why you gotta tease me with those Moon Knights, bro? Why you gotta tease me like that?
He does it on purpose.
That is sick, dude. Now I have to go find one of those. That is hot.
Yeah, he's got Wolverine
Dude,
claws
I
too.
would-
Check it out.
I would kill for the Venom and Carnage version.
He has Wolverine claws. That's weird.
Well, he's got Spider-Man on one hand and Wolverine on the other.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. Yo, that's weird, but that's cool though. I dig that. I've never seen a card like that.
That's artwork from a Moon Knight comic book cover. I forget which one though. I think it's Civil War related.
Yeah, I've been trading heavily for a lot of these.
Yeah, I know you've been going hard on the hollows from beginnings. Look at you. Now I know you teasing
Black
me.
Panther.
Now I know you teasing. Show me the Black Panther, the Moon Knight. What's that, Hulk?
You guys got to talk about Marvel on this channel. I figured I might as well show some stuff.
Yeah, I know these guys talking about DC and
Yeah, man.
You're right.
It wasn't okay. Don't cross the
God.
Don't cross the streams, man.
Hey, we increased viewers when we started talking about DC, so
Scandal, you got any symbiotes, Larry?
I don't have any hologram symbiotes. I wish I did. But I did.
Yeah,
I
there's
did
things.
sell my big Nar Venom sketch.
Oh, you
Oh
sold
my
it?
God, I was talking
Yeah,
about Nar
sold it.
earlier. Dude,
Was that
he's
to
the
your
god of
overseas
sketch
buyer?
cards.
I sold it. Say that again.
was that to your overseas buyer?
It was.
that was a nasty sketch, dude. That thing.
Yeah, I
looked
don't
like-
collect sketch. Honestly, I bought it because the guy that owned it seemed like a little. The guy I bought it from, that guy died. Did you guys hear this?
What?
No.
Yeah, he passed away. That Dallas collector
Yeah,
passed away back in November.
I didn't. That's crazy.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know anything about it beyond that. But there's another story that goes along with it, but it's not appropriate to share in public on a stream.
That's fair. What happened to his sketch cards?
Exactly. That's what it has to do with it.
Yeah.
That's what the conversation. That's where the conversation went. No, but he passed away. Poor guy. He was a really nice, sweet guy. He kind of was an obscure collector. He didn't seem like he had a lot of social media.
Lord of the-
presence or-
Yeah.
So-
He had an amazing like Lord of the Rings sketch card collection.
Yeah,
Like, probably one of
Indiana
the-
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night Adam, thanks for stopping by and joining us tonight. I think we probably got about another 9 minutes here, maybe. We still got to do our Unbound picks for next week too.
Ooh, what letter is it?
H. H.
It's not going to be Hercules, is it?
Oh, I
No,
doubt
it was
it.
last
Hercules
year, I
last
think.
year.
Good.
I'm thinking like Holocaust,
gonna go with
or
Hella.
Hobgoblin, something like
Well,
that.
Howard the Duck would be sweet, actually.
I'm gonna go with Hella this week. They seem to be doing that villain.
I'm going to Hope Summers or Howard the Duck.
I'm gonna go
Howard
with
the Duck
Great
would be
Hulk.
kind of cool.
Wouldn't that be G?
Would that be cheat if it was
Great.
Grey Hulk?
Gray Hulk?
I think it's gonna be Grey Hulk.
So it'd be what? Hulk Gray?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Like Joe Fixit, Grey Hulk. Like when he first appeared, the Incredible Hulk. He's gray.
Possible. Stranger things have happened.
Could be
Dude, I
Human
gotta
Torch.
say,
Human Torch would be interesting.
I would love to see these guys do an actual like Venom cover or like a Carnage cover or something. Is it two dudes, Fred Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
two dudes.
Yeah, I would really love to see them do a comic book cover. Those are the only cards I'm like interested in out of all this. Like you guys
Really?
were talking about something about earlier. Like I only collect symbiote cards. I have no interest in anything else. I can appreciate it, but I just have no interest.
It's actually with Fred Ian, it's really easy to get lost in their art just because it's easy to do a quick Google search like Fred Ian art and go down a rabbit hole and just get lost because there's so much.
That black heart was nasty.
Yeah.
That black heart was nasty, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna choose. I think I'm gonna choose Holocaust for this week. It's just a weird, big, evil character. It's like the theme. It seems so far, just a lot of. So that's what I'm gonna rock with.
There's no way.
They still calling him that?
Exactly. There's no way they're doing that, man. Woke Disney, owning Marvel, will never release that character called Holocaust again.
You don't think so?
They changed his name.
Well,
They changed,
changed
his
his
name. I
name?
forget what the hell it is. Yeah, I forget what it is, but it's they changed that.
damn.
That's why when you said Holocaust, I was like,
Yeah,
he's a
I guess
badass
I've been
character,
opening
too.
too much 95 metal. Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess not. I guess not, though. They scratch that. Then I don't even know who. I'm gonna go Human Torch.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin. There we go. Gonna go Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin's fair.
Or-
Hobgoblin.
I'm out on them
Yeah,
now.
that's a good guess. Hobgoblin.
Unless they do a null or something, I'm out on them down.
I have Evolutionary, Off-White Tim, movie around the corner. That's
That
not
would
bad.
be good. Our boy
Who's
Billy.
the one dude that collect? Yeah, the homie. Watch Me Open. He collects that dude heavy.
Yeah, that dude's when it comes to character
Mhm.
collecting, I don't think anyone can top him.
We got the group Wish to help our buddy out, Husk. I think collectively, we're kind of hoping it'd be Husk,
Could be
just
Husk.
because.
I'll take all that momentum. I need some more Husk cards. The greatest X-Man you never knew.
What do you guys like each personally? What is your like number one character to collect?
I've got
Or is it
multiple, dude.
more?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have 4 that I pretty much collect.
Yeah.
But there's
I
not
do-
like a
I do
number, like a
Wolverine,
main
Black
one.
Cat. Wolverine, Black Cat, Domino, and Rogue are the 4 that I
Nice.
pretty much go after if I can find them.
Nice.
Yeah. I collect Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Black Panther, and Venom. Those are my top 4 that I actually
Mhm.
like look for them.
Right.
Good.
Like my top 4 are Husk, Sinister, Venom, and Ghost Rider.
I don't really collect characters. I mean, I kind of pretend I collect characters, but I don't. I just collect.
I think Spider
Is there
Gwen's
is
up there.
there is
You
there
like
one
Spider-
particular
Spider
character?
Gwen's up there for me too. I like Spider Gwen.
I have a lot of Rogue cards. I have a lot of Wolverine cards. I have a lot of
There you
Psylocke
go.
cards. I have a lot of Gambit cards. I have a lot of. I just like I don't know, my classic X-Men. I'm definitely in the X-Men side of the sphere for sure. I'm not.
Did you see the Psylocke card I just shared?
Yeah, I was actually wanted to see if I think I have the foil board of that or the hologram. I can't remember. I think it might be at CGC.
Really?
I have the Black Cat.
I think you like Black Cat, bro. I see a lot of Black
Yeah.
Cat
Oh, I,
stuff
have
on
Black,
the booth.
I do like Black Cat, but
You do like Black
yeah, I
Cat.
just like good art. I just kind of pursue the art, and I
Right.
don't know. I mean, I like to collect sets too, so I kind of go for insert sets, and I just go for the insert sets that look awesome.
You have an incredible collection of red PMGs. I do remember seeing something on one of your
Yeah,
videos
I
about that.
have too many. Too many.
You can never have too many, man.
No, it's true.
Right, I got 5. I put them together and put my hands over them like warmth. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I got the Rogue
Those things are
hologram that
beautiful.
goes with that Psylocke too.
I agree with you, Tim. That's a fun.
Don't let Spidey see that, bro. He's gonna be after that.
And I got the foil board seeing Black Cat.
That's how you know you got trained
It's one of my favorite Psylocke cards. It's just awesome. Because I had this book when I was like way too young to have it. It was like from a swimsuit edition, Marvel swimsuit edition when I was like 14. And
Doom, and Blade.
I love it.
I
wanted to
always
collect
remember the
Wolverine,
'94 Flair Mary Jane where she's in the bikini by the beach, looking all fly.
but- Oh yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, I have a lot of Psylocke. I mean, yeah, Psylocke, Rogue. I don't know. This is what I haven't shown this one that much, but
That's pretty.
Hell yeah.
Is that the Jim Lee auto? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. That's so nice.
This one right here is one of my favorites. You guys talking about like the female
yeah,
cards.
I have that one. That one's at CGC. I think I have 2 of that coming back this week.
Yeah,
I
G.
don't know what
Scott
the grades
King.
are yet.
What
Dude,
set is
J.
that from?
Scott Campbell, Dangerous Divas.
Yeah,
That's a Rittenhouse set, right?
Yeah, that's Dangerous Divas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2.
A Sultry Seductress is the name of the insert set. But this one, and then I got another one right here. J. Scott Campbell art with like foil is just freaking god tier.
you know there's some.
I
J.
think
Scott
if they were to do,
You know
Say
there's
it
some
again.
J. Scott Campbell in the last Metal series, right?
Just one.
was there? I know
Yeah.
they changed the Black Cat.
Well, it's not Black Cat, it's Lizard.
Oh yes, you're right. Here you go. This is probably one of my favorite Black Cat cards of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's hot.
I'm hoping I got a decent grade on that one.
Dude,
The
fingers
female
crossed, man.
characters are just easy to collect, man. You know what I mean?
No,
I feel like it's
she-
easier
I've
to
noticed
collect
with her-
multiple female characters than some of the dudes.
Kind of, yeah. This thing kind of dried up. I bought 2 of these back in the day for cheap, and They just kind of dried up.
That's
But if
just
he were to
weird
do an
looking
entire
cards.
set, like a Women of Marvel, that's all done by J. Scott, that's probably a set that I would probably try to collect, like at least the
Yeah.
base card set.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I'm waiting for a Venom Solo Series card set. That's all I'm waiting on.
Like a Flare Ultra Venom set.
Dude, I would die a happy man. I keep bugging my rep at Upper Deck, like, hey, I made an entire mock-up of a card series, like mock-up of chase cards, PNGs, everything, all on Procreate, sent it to him. He's like, I'm telling you, this will be an awesome card set.
That'd be fun, man.
Hell yeah. Plus all the sketch cards, every sketch card artist would love that. And I've noticed, like, watch a lot of the box breaks and like whatnot on YouTube with everybody. And whenever people pull sketch cards before they look at it, I've heard so many people go, "Come on, Venom! Come on, Venom!" So it's like everybody would love the sketch cards. I don't think anybody would get a sketch card from a pack or e-pack that they're like, "Man, this sucks" or whatever. And I think all the artists would have so much fun. I think
Right. I
that'd be a
don't think
legendary
anyone's
set.
ever pulled a Venom sketch card and been like, damn, it's just Venom.
No. Dude, Venom,
What y'all think Marvel Masterpiece prices will be? That's a good question, man.
Rid-
What do y'all think it's going to
astronomical.
start off at
Over
pre-order?
a K.
The first,
Over a K.
No way.
nah, not that much, bro.
With
By
the
the
way
time
these
it-
companies do it,
No, dude, they'll screw the odds. They'll screw the odds before they screw the price like that.
By the time
Yeah.
it-
I'd say probably what you think they'll start at what, like 300-400 a box?
They'll be,
First- First wave pre-order, 300-400 a box.
But
You
the
may see
chances
it.
of getting good stuff are going to be a lot harder. They're going to print it to hell, and it'll be a lot harder to get anything good.
Yeah.
They're going to have you buy more.
I'm
They'll have
with
you
you.
buy 2 boxes more than they'll charge you $1,000 for one.
See,
see,
why
that's the
y'all
thing is
doing that?
you'll get pre-order before you get checklist, so you won't even know what's going to be in the product when pre-order comes out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be sitting on COMC waiting for them symbiote cards to pop up for cheap. I'm not even.
How you
gonna
Yeah,
do
do
I
it.
see
As far as I
I
know.
see Marvel Masterpiece on e-pack at least $500.
Oh, yeah.
450 to 500, something like Spider-Man metal.
Does anybody have a clue who the artist will be? Has that anybody say anything about that?
I'm sure
No,
somebody knows, but
I like
spilling
scandals.
the beans.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I'm curious. $3.99. That's crazy. Like I said, I'm just going for the symbiote cards. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to change the format to print more? Just make it a bigger checklist. You don't have to change the layout. Just add more cards, add more characters.
Yep. Move it up from 90 to 180, and now you've reduced the odds of hitting the best cards and increased your print runs. And
You guys have been around longer than me for like the more modern masterpieces. How many years has it been with that same tier 1, tier 2, 3, 4, the purples, the oranges? How many sets have they put out of masterpieces with that same format already?
It started in 2016, so it went 2016, 18, 20.
So 3. So they'll probably keep it the same. Maybe change it, certain things here and there.
The biggest thing that I'm hoping for in the next masterpiece set, which 2022, if you look at how 2020 was, they had the 92 buybacks. So I'm hoping that for 2022 masterpiece, you'll have 94 buybacks, which they might do 93, which there's some really badass cards, especially by Sienkiewicz. But I need 94 buybacks because the best Husk card ever was from 94 masterpiece.
Dude, buybacks are interesting, man. I just recently got into trying to get the Carnage USA ones. I got like 3 of them, but they're too pricey, especially for what they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's the same card that you can get from the original
Yeah, just with a
set.
stamp.
okay,
I
I'm
sent out
gonna
the
be
Carnage
negative.
one.
I'm
I
gonna be
sent out-
negative, Nelly.
Be negative, Nelly.
Okay, this isn't an
Uh-oh.
early 90s card. Here's a card. There you go. I made it a buyback.
What?
That's my thoughts on buybacks.
Hey, don't drop that
I
like
made
that.
it about
There you
that.
go.
Sleeve that.
There you go.
Sleeve
Put
it.
that
Anybody
on
wanna buy
eBay
this?
quick.
1 out
And
of
you
20.
got the
Who wants
alpha
it?
too. And you got
That's
the
my
alpha.
thoughts
Starting
on
bid
buybacks.
200.
Oh my
Man,
goodness.
that's game changing.
I sent
Yeah,
the
buybacks are weird. I do.
I sent the
don't know.
Carnage off to PSA yesterday.
Oh yeah, the
The
101.
101?
Yeah. I sent that one and the Nova 101 and the Ghost Spider green. Sorry.
See,
I really can't wait to see what grades you get just to see how they did compare.
Yeah.
like it's none of my business, and you don't have to share. But I really thought you traded the 1 of 1 Nova.
No.
Damn. I was thinking that you had gotten like a really good trade where the majority was like, hey, do that trade.
Really? Should I look back at our conversations?
Maybe. But
Or
you made
is this like a
you mean
perceived
just
thing as you
like-
saw like in a forum group thing? I don't know.
no, it would have been in like one of the old Instagram chats. But I if you don't mind me saying this, but I really recall I want to say that you had an offer where you had a 101 a low series Nova, and somebody was offering you the green Spider Gwen, the green high series Spider Gwen, and everybody in the chat was saying, "Do that trade."
No, that was just a private conversation with you and I.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Not no more.
Content,
sorry.
baby.
Oh,
Well, I mean, my opinion would stay like if that was an offered trade, do that trade.
yeah.
I think 101s people, I think people, I see a lot of 101s. They sell cheap and people are quick to move them. I just feel like, I don't know. I think those are meant to be held on to for a while.
I think as long as they don't start creating, I think they kind of did already start it by having the Z Forces having 1-of-1s as well, plus the 1-of-1 purples.
Man, I really like that Magic 1-of-1 that's on eBay right now.
High or low?
No, it's from 2018.
The one that was in the
Did you
group a
say-
few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's on eBay for $50,000.
Oh,
Did you say
Wow.
Z Force 1-of-1s?
yeah. Z Force has 1-of-1s.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They do. Justin
That's my-
has Scarlet Spider 1-of-1.
That's a concern I
From a
have
Z
with
Force? That's crazy.
with what Upper Deck's doing is if you start adding too many sets and then you serial number all those sets within like all the subsets within the set, now you're creating multiple 1-of-1s for characters, and then the rarity and the scarcity and the importance of the 1-of-1 goes out the window.
So with like, say even the Z Force from Spider-Man Metal, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Meaning that there are some cards within the Z Force that I love. I love the artwork for it. It's great. I cannot stand the difference in parallels. So you have like 100, 50, 25, etc. And the only difference is a word. Like
No, and the foiling. The
The
foiling.
foiling's a little bit different.
Yeah,
The
the
foiling's
foil.
different foil pattern, but yeah, I understand.
It's
It's
not easy to tell.
But it's so minimal. The foiling difference is so minimal
Yeah.
that it doesn't
Yep.
matter.
I agree. They should have made it like,
A different color.
you know,
or something.
different colors. Yeah, yeah.
Or
Like the
like-
1-of-1, give it a gold name foil. You know, the
Say this card right here. This is the 1-of-1 High Series Sinister, right? It's the same art as the Z Force. If it was different, I'd be all aboard. I'd be all on it, right? But it's not. So here I am with a 2020 X-Men Metal Series, and the art is the exact same from 2022 Spider-Man.
No, I get it, bro. There's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things. A lot of bags were fumbled on
It
a
doesn't-
lot of things.
It doesn't stroke my goat.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what would you say would be a more desired 1-of-1? The base, the true base 1-of-1 from the set, or the Z Force?
Oh,
True
the bangs.
Those are nice.
That's the one thing I didn't understand. The Agent Venom's out of 25 The Carnage is out of 62. But the
Look at the
foil's
foil
really not
design
that
on
much
them.
different.
Yeah, it's just the foil design.
When I saw like the previews, I thought the actual backgrounds were going to be kind of like grandiose type foil, but
They
it's
look
kind
badass
of
though.
weird how
Dude.
They're kind of flat.
they
in
are
real life.
beautiful cards. Yeah, like the background, like same thing with certain achievement cards. Like you mix so many cards together. I think like Marvel Annual did a few. The what do they call it? Fractal or something like that? I don't know. I thought it was like actual foil effect, and when I got it in hand, it was just printed out on paper. I'm like, oh, this is weak. I got my camera going all blurry again. But yeah, I kind of would have hoped they would have made the lower numbered Z forces just a little bit more noticeable.
Yeah.
Not much of a
little
difference.
redundant.
But
Well,
on that
guys,
note,
we got anything else to discuss? Are you guys good to wrap it up for the day, man?
I think
we're
we're
good.
good.
We
At
cracked
2
2
hours.
hours. Yeah, we cracked 2 hours. We still got 22 in there hanging out.
It's my wife's
That's
birthday. I gotta
pretty
go.
strong.
Ciao.
Take care, bro.
yeah,
He's out.
I gotta jump. I gotta get
Thanks,
up
guys.
for work
Appreciate you all
early.
stopping by and visiting with us.
For sure.
Joseph, great, man. Great conversation.
Appreciate you sliding through,
Can't
bro.
wait to see your cards in
Yeah,
the lure.
man.
That's for sure. If we ever get
Thank
that
you,
set.
man.
So
April,
Yeah,
bro.
no,
April, let's stay
it's
positive.
pushing back. April?
Yeah.
That's when my
That's what they're
daughter's due
saying,
too, so I've got
so-
2 things to wait for. I hope so. They keep pushing it back and pushing it back. I just want to be able to share the art and move on and start doing more sets.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt, no doubt.
But guys, I
Awesome.
definitely
Thanks, chat.
appreciate
Appreciate you
it,
guys.
Thank
You
y'all
all
for
have a great
sliding
night.
in.
Don't forget Friday night, Sin City Cards and Comics and Marvel Madness have their show, Marvel Bros. Check them out. And then, of course, Monday we'll be back with Unbound. Hopefully, it's
Saturday
tomorrow's.
night, I'll be doing a big box break on my
There you
channel,
go.
so it's
All right,
gonna be it's
We'll be hanging out.
90 MU Series 1 and 3 Spider-Man Metal hobby boxes mixed in on one big break, so it's gonna be
That's
fun.
awesome.
So
Hell
still some
yeah.
spots left. If y'all want in, shoot me a DM. But if y'all boys wanna co-pilot with me on Saturday,
sure,
y'all
brother.
more than welcome. Let's do it.
All right.
Sounds good.
We'll go with it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Thanks.